this is another video of learning English with me. Today we focus on something that is usually neglected. We don't learn these things in classrooms. It is expected of us that these things you will learn the more you learn the English language. But that's not how it works. You at least need somebody to list down the facts of the matter, and this is what this video is about. Sentence formation, sentence construction. There are a variety of names out there that you can give to it, but commonly, yes, it is called sentence structure or sentence formation, or basically how to frame a correct sentence. Now broadly, there are three categories of sentences in the English language, that is simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentences. Now, without getting into distinction of them, we will definitely learn each one individually at a later stage. But right now, we are simply just going to focus on how to frame fluent sentences. Now, what usually happens is everybody has a first language. Whether you like it or not, your brain functions on that language. You cannot change your first language. For example, when you take birth, there's a reason why you are called zero, because you don't know how to think. In order for you to think, you need the help of a language, because thoughts come in a specific language, and that language for each and every individual is the first language, meaning the first language that you learn after you are born. And your thoughts will always come in that language. So it doesn't matter how good you get at English language, your brain will always translate it into your mother tongue, and then you will understand it. It goes for speaking, it goes for listening, it goes for reading as well. So whatever English content that you consume or you create, your brain will always translate it first in its mother tongue. But that is again the theory side of the subject. Right now we are going to focus on sentences, because knowing bits and phrases or knowing just words are not enough. Sentences are the medium through which you express your thoughts, and those sentences must make sense. So the first thing that a new learner or a person who is learning this language or is in the initial stages or at the beginner level, the first thing that you need to keep in mind is simplify your thoughts. Do not think of complex things. I have seen people, they will try to do too much too early. It's okay to speak in simple sentences. If you rush the process, you will never be able to speak complete longer sentences. So when you are at the beginner level, when you are starting, it is recommended that you only use simpler sentences. People will jump the gun, meaning they will want to speak longer sentences with perfect sentence structure. I understand this urge to be very good at this language, because this language is such. Alright, so now here we are going to focus on SVO. S stands for subject, V is verb, and O is object. These are the three things that you need in a sentence. So we can let me just write a sentence to explain myself better. Let's say the sentence is Ram is worshipping Shiva. Full stop. And let's say this is the sentence. Now it's always easier to look for the verb first. Whenever you have a sentence in front of you, always ask this question: what is the action that is being done? And it will be almost always be very easy to spot the verb. Verb are basically the action words. So here the action that is being performed is worshipping. So this is verb. Once after you have figured out the verb, ask the question of who, meaning who is undertaking that action, who is performing that action. That will be your subject. That is Ram. Okay, now the verb is worshipping. Who is worshipping? Ram. And whatever remains of the sentence will be object, meaning on whom is that action, or on whom is that verb directed, that is Shiva. So this becomes the object. So the next time when you frame a sentence, keep this in mind. Who is performing that action? What is that action? And on whom is that action being performed? If you have these three things straight inside your head, I promise you that the next time you frame a sentence, it will come out a lot better than what it is right now. So before trying to frame a sentence, focus on these three categories. What is the action that you wish to talk about? Who is performing that action? And on whom or towards whom is that action directed? Now this framework should help you. Now there are other minute details that you need to keep in mind. That is, and usually students ignore this, but it is very important when you frame a sentence. It's very simple. So there are two categories, singular and plural. Singular is obviously one, plural is obviously more than one. So whenever you are framing a sentence, you must also keep in mind, is the subject a singular subject? Is the subject a plural subject? Meaning if the sentence over here is changed, okay, people are worshipping Shiva. So you see how the sentence has changed. The framework remains the same, subject, verb and object, but whether the subject is singular or the subject is plural, that also changes the sentence significantly. Let me give you an example. Okay, if I say dog is running. Alright, this is dog, meaning it's just singular, one dog is. So whenever you have singular, you use is in a sentence. Running is a verb. So this only has a verb and a subject. There is no object over here. If I had to write this sentence in plural, how will I write it? The sentence will become dogs. It was dog over here, it becomes dogs, is becomes are running. In the upcoming videos, we'll also learn about the tenses. Here, running, is and are, they are present tenses. The framework of SVO, singular, plural, remains the same, but there will be some changes in is and are when you talk about past tense. So here, the SVO and singular, plural, this is what you need to keep in mind when you are learning how to frame the sentences, because this is what is confusing to a lot of people. So keep this in mind. Is used for singular, are is used for plural for present tense. Now when you are doing it in the past tense, okay, dog was running. This is again past tense, but it is singular, so you will use was. The same thing if this were plural, dogs were running. So this becomes past tense, this is singular past tense, this is plural past tense. So this is how you will change. There is one very interesting thing, this is the last thing we learn in this video, is the future tense. Let me write both these things down. Dog will run, dogs will run. So you see will But if you see the verb, there is no ing form. The verb remains the same for both of them, in the singular future tense and the plural future tense. Dog will run, dogs will run. So for present tense it is and are for singular plural respectively. For past tense it is was and were singular plural respectively, but in the future it remains will and will for singular plural future tense. So these are the basic things that you must keep in mind while framing sentences. Like I said, I will repeat again, do not jump the gun when learning to frame sentences. I understand the urge to be very good at this language. The language is such that it expects nothing but perfection from you, but still resist that urge. Start with simpler sentences and you will eventually and gradually you definitely will see progress. Thank you for watching.